All right. Hello, world. Here we are. It's me, the flamboyant one, Jason Crow. We are back with another episode of Heat Magnets, episode number 3. And of course, I am joined always by Smooth Johnny Spade. There he is.
You got it right.
I got it right.
I'm fucking pumped. Let's do this podcast now.
I like, sometimes I like handsome Johnny Spade, but Smooth Johnny Spade. That's how
I
they
thought
know
about it, and as fun as it is, and as respectful it is, of course, to handsome Jason Lee and stuff like that. If people want to look up my credentials, it's Smooth Johnny Spade is the way you're going to find it. So I figured we probably should get it right. You know what I mean?
Smooth Johnny Spade. Get it right, everybody. All right, and then we are also joined by the one and only rock star Ronnie Jonah. There she is.
Hello.
Yes. And all right, so here we are. We're all back for another episode of Heat Magnets number 3, which we had a big weekend of wrestling that we want to talk about.
Oh boy.
There was so much going on, and then of course also Monday Night Raw. But man, that was a big weekend of wrestling. We had Night of Champions, AEW Double or Nothing, NXT Battleground. That was a lot. If you're a wrestling fan, it was a good weekend.
It was.
It was a wild weekend.
There's a lot going on, and of course there's lots of news that has come out from those. Lots of stories have started and changed, and there's all kinds of things going on. So we'll get right into it here. I guess first and foremost, congratulations to Alexa Bliss.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. She announced.
So is Sammy Guevara's wife, Ty. She's also pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ty. They announced it during his entrance, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Well, then, I guess we won't be seeing them for a while.
Legacy will go on.
I feel like Alexa, man, she's the type of... She'll be a stand-up mom. I don't know if she's going to come back. I mean, she's kind of...
what I was
She'll be back.
You think she will?
Yeah.
She's really dedicated to whatever she does, and being a mom, I think, would be first and foremost for her, but we'll see.
It'll probably be a few years, but
we'll
see her again.
I'm sad to see her go, but I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
That's I guess both of them. Congratulations.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
We'll see what happens, but that was some big news that had happened, and I guess we also found out, and this was from so Braun Strowman was injured, but they haven't said what happened to him. But they might require surgery. But he's not pregnant that I'm aware of. But they haven't said exactly what's happening to him. But looks they've taken him off of all things. So he's
I hope he's okay. So. That sucks.
Well, that's some news we'll share as we find out more. But speaking of injuries, so if you watched AEW's Double or Nothing, MJF apparently injured his forearm. Did you catch that spot?
Yeah, I think he did it on that power bomb.
The power bomb, yeah.
From the top or whatever.
Yeah, it's and there's somebody posted a whole YouTube of him just screaming after that, like every movie he's doing.
Yeah, at first, I wasn't sure because afterwards he did the whole thing and really played it up, and I thought he wasn't really be hurt. Then he gave the nut shot, and I thought it was a fucking work. But then afterwards, I saw him, and it looked like he was legit. It was a legit injury.
That's the thing about MJF is like he's always working, so you never know what is actually real or not real with him. So, which I guess means he's doing his job well. But
yeah.
So hopefully it's nothing too bad. They did the media scrum afterwards, and he played it up some.
Yeah, and he's always in character for the scrums, man.
Oh yeah. I don't understand. Like he mentioned, Tony Khan sitting next to him, and so he mentions Nick Khan from WWE, and then Hunter.
He fucking plays that up, dude. Like right in front of his boss.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Like it's just.
I don't see too many people do it. He does it.
Anytime they can mention WWE wrestlers, they seem like they do it in AEW, and it's like why put them over? Like I don't understand.
Because they're all owned by the same people, probably.
That is still our theory. So a lot of people might not know that, but Ronnie and I
Monopoly.
still think that Vince has some money in AEW.
Has his hand up the AEW.
Possibly.
Ass,
It's been a thing that we've thought for a while, especially like when Triple H, when they were doing, I guess it was some awards. Maybe it was just the reunion or something. But they mentioned AEW and stuff.
But there's certain things that lead me to believe not. I've heard that theory before, but like Billy Gunn,
WWE never mentions anybody else. And they randomly mention
well, not letting Billy Gunn go to the Hall of Fame ceremony was because of something that WWE asked for or AEW asked for in return, and WWE turned them down. So they're like, well, fuck you, Billy, you can't go then. And Billy didn't go.
That's not even what I'm talking about.
I don't think it was a Hall of Fame show. It was the reunion Raw 1000 or some shit like that.
Yeah, where Triple H is like the little pissant show or whatever he said.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's like, man, they never mentioned stuff like that before, so that was weird to me. So, but one day we'll find out the truth. Damn it.
Yeah. On Vince's deathbed, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, well, because MJF always mentions something. It seems like, all right. I guess he probably does that to bother Tony Khan. What's that?
He's calling it what, the bidding war of 2024?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I honestly think he'd do well in WWE.
Will he? Yes, but he's not gonna get as much free reign as he gets in AEW.
See, I don't know. I think, yeah, he won't, but I think he'll get more than we think. Just because that's who he is, and that's kind of he's created that character, and he's a businessman, which he even said
he might just take that and require it.
Yeah. He'll be able to be a heel, but he won't be able to be as outlandish.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd love to see that. That Chris Jericho moment. You know what I mean?
From when he left WCW and came out in front of The Rock, that was historic.
Yeah, I would like to see that, but he mentions WWE a lot, so. And then, on Spoilers. Double or Nothing, Max Caster does what he does. He also mentions other companies all the time.
Yeah, he does.
He dropped
Dom
one about Dom Dom.
Precious.
Of course, they were wrestling, the House of Black, and Buddy Murphy, who is, actually dating Rhea Ripley.
So this dude gets. The hottest fucking chicks.
Yeah.
So he used to date Alexa Bliss.
Get out of here.
And now he's with Rhea Ripley. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's rude.
He does all right, but so he always comes out with a rap, and they're always fun, and there's always, it seems often he mentions something about WWE, and of course on this one it's the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus the House of Black Trios title, and he comes out and says some stuff, and he says Buddy acts all ominous when he's getting cucked by a kid named Dominic.
Yeah.
So,
it was a classic line, dude. It was good.
It's funny. It's funny, but like, why?
You know what?
Why do it though?
Rhea
is putting other people over. You're not putting anybody in your company over. You're not putting yourself over.
Because they can do whatever they want, I guess, over there.
It's kind of a behind-the-scenes situation too. Because Buddy is with their company, he's dating a girl from the other company, and it's putting over what's really hot over there. It does bring some people to understand that to their business. I dig it personally.
I don't mind it. It definitely pops like the smart marks, I guess.
I would brag if I were over there dating the hottest superstar in the business, of course.
But yeah. So Rhea Ripley, like, she replied to it, and she, her tweet was, "Look, Dom Dom, we're over in 2 companies."
That's pretty cool.
Which is funny.
Everywhere.
You know what? Her and Dominic's fucking, like, their I guess relationship or
their charisma
or
together.
chemistry.
It's the cutest thing.
Their chemistry is fantastic. Like
It's
I can
so
see them
amazing.
actually dating. If
Yeah.
Buddy
When he
needs to
jumps
watch
into her
it back.
arms, I'm like, oh, adorable.
Yeah, definitely when he jumped in her arms, and then
That's
running
so
out
cute.
when we were watching Raw recently, like when Byron came in and was doing an interview backstage, and they were doing the promos. Rhea said something, and then she went back to Dominic, and they start laughing to each other. So, they're popping each other.
Dude, I've seen them outside, away from, like they were doing some kind of a skit out in the mall or something, and he was grabbing some stuff off the rack.
Yeah.
And one of it accidentally hit her face, and he grabbed her face and said, "I'm so sorry." And she's like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." Like he checks on her.
Oh my
It's
god,
Yeah, I
fucking
saw that
adorable,
I mean, I'm sure they're besties at least.
Yeah, they're pretty
Well,
tight.
'cause
but
even
it would be
during,
hard to be a bestie with that hottie. God.
well, even during
I
that
could find a
that
way.
main event match on Raw, they're outside of the ring, and I think it was after the spot where Seth puts his arm around her, and then she goes back to Dominic, and then they start kind of laughing to each other again. So, like,
Yeah, that was a cool little spot.
there's definitely a little something there that there's good chemistry for sure. So we won't speculate too much more than that.
No, that's in the future. Obviously, she's with Buddy, and they're happy, and we're not trying to act like there's something going on there. But
no, not at all. No,
I could see something in the future progressing. You know, they're both 25. They're young.
Yeah, it's really good chemistry.
Doesn't mean it's the thing.
It's definitely probably the hottest thing going in.
Oh, absolutely, by
right
far.
now is
Yeah, it's one of the tops for sure.
By far.
So did you get a chance to watch Double or Nothing? Or
I did.
Yeah, I watched. I was able to watch it like through highlights and stuff like that. But thankfully TikTok, that people live stream it on TikTok all the time. So I had
that and NXT playing at the same time, but I found myself muting NXT and not paying as much attention because AEW is more entertaining to me at the time.
It's like the Wild West over there.
I enjoyed it more. The crowd seemed more into it.
Well, I definitely enjoy AEW wrestling wise, and we've obviously gone over this several times. But wrestling wise, I think they have some of the most fun matches because it is kind of a lot of a spot fest for sure. But still, it's still the stories for me, and this pay per view was still kind of the same for me. Like
they don't put as much money into their writers,
no,
but their wrestlers know how to tell good stories in the ring. So
definitely they can do it in the ring.
Yeah,
I see, but also, I don't know. In the ring, sometimes there's just too many spots though, and moves. That
it depends. If you're the lower card, if you're talking about like some of the luchas or. Like Orange Cassidy in that battle royal, which was fantastic at the end, but during it was terrible.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that didn't make sense there.
Yeah, but you watch guys like FTR; they have great matches.
FTR is very old school in the way that they do things, they definitely know how to tell a story.
Then you've got Daniel Bryan, and I like the fact that a lot of people get tired of Moxley, but I dig Moxley. I just think he's tough. He likes to feel pain, and he never goes in there with the intention of being lazy. So I always know you're going to get something.
Yeah. Eric is here. He said, "What's up, Smooth One?" And
what's up, Eric?
He said the crowd for maybe I could show you this crowd for Double or Nothing wasn't good until basically the last two matches. So oh yeah, there it is. You can see it there. Look at that. I'm learning things as I go. Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, but I was watching through highlights, so I definitely got all the top spots, I guess, with the crowd. So, and usually the AEW crowd is usually really good. Did you feel the crowd wasn't necessarily?
I mean, they were in Vegas, so it's just a typical Vegas crowd. They were into some things. They weren't into some things. It's not like going to a new place. They usually do Double or Nothing there. That's where they started at. And, it wasn't like Puerto Rico or some shit like that.
Oof,
but it was good. The crowd just recognized what was good and what was boring. And if they didn't react, then there was something you were doing wrong. But if they reacted, which they did to certain things, that I thought were were good and they were meant to get a reaction, but it wasn't a crazy hot crowd. Like they weren't sitting in ECW or anything. But
Yeah.
for the most part,
I would say of the pay-per-views, the 3 pay-per-views, that was probably my least favorite, which I liked it. I enjoyed a lot of it, but I think I liked the WWE stuff better. But again, it's story.
I'm on the fence. I thought it was split. I saw some shit with WWE that was horrible, some stuff that was great, and then same with AEW. Some stuff was great, some stuff was horrible. NXT, I fast forwarded through a lot of it, so I don't want to speak.
There's some good stuff in that NXT. We'll get to that. Well, let's get into the AEW Double or Nothing. So, of course, you had the first match. It was the Hardys and Hook versus Ethan Page and the Guns, and the stipulation was whoever loses, the Hardys win Ethan Page's contract. And of course, you knew how that was going to go, but. Jeff Hardy, like what happened there? Like he of course, that was his first match back in a year.
Yeah, it's got to be it. I mean,
a couple botches here and there. I mean, that's how the announce team
about right.
I think he's a year older than me, so he's got to be 46 years old, probably.
When it's Jeff Hardy, though, you look at it, you go, "Uh-oh, is he doing something he shouldn't be doing again?" Unfortunately. Well, but that's kind of the legacy he's kind of started to lead.
What's that little flip thing he does? What's it called?
Whisper in the Wind? Or
Shining Wizard or some shit. Oh, is that what it's called? The Whisper in the Wind, yeah. So, you're a 46-year-old man, and you're fucking still doing a twist jump off the top. I mean, eventually, gravity's going to catch up. You just can't. He's just got to slow his work down, man.
Yeah, it was a bad spot, and it just looked like a botch to me. I mean, it didn't look like he was like how he went in there with Sting on Impact that one time. Like he definitely looked like he was ready to go. Just had a few messed up spots.
That
match
about right.
What I did notice in that match is what'd you say, Ronnie?
Oh, that sounds about average. A botch spot or two is.
I mean.
That stuff's gonna happen. I mean,
it's not TV. You can't get it right all the time.
No, but as you get older, you need to eliminate some of the things in your repertoire that are going to cause you to have those mistakes because you need to recognize that.
Yeah, and maybe he did. Maybe that was the moment for him, perhaps.
Possibly, it could have been.
Maybe I should skip some stuff.
That could be the last attempt we see of that.
What I did notice in that match is Ethan Page is pretty much better than all of them. Ethan Page should be in a whole different program.
He's good,
he's real good. He should be in some title contention, I think.
Yeah,
he can talk.
No matter what company he's in, he's got a good mouthpiece. He's got a good size, good-looking fella. He can work. Like I think he's going to be around for a while, no matter where he goes.
Yeah. Hopefully, this thing with the Hardy's having his contract now kind of moves pretty fast, and then maybe puts him over and gets him to the next level because he should be in the next level. He's really good at what he does. The match was okay. There was at least a little bit of story there that I had been following, so that's something at least. And then, of course, you had your the Blackjack Battle Royal, which there's a lot of stuff. It was fun, but man, some of that stuff just like didn't make sense for a Battle Royal at all. Like,
it was just a showcase. It was a showcase. I mean, they did a lot of high flying in the beginning, and it was fun. It's better than, I guess, just having people punch each other because Battle Royals can be pretty boring.
But
I'll tell you what, though, the finish with Orange Cassidy and
Swerve.
Yeah, thank you. Man, that was really good. Swerve is very underrated. Yeah.
Well, that's why he didn't go back to WWE when they let them go. Because I think
they let him go, and he got offered good money and took it.
He's really good talent. Like he's really good in the ring.
He's really good. I agree.
Story. That ending was fun. There was I love the spot where it looks like Orange is kind of lining up to do something big, and then he just goes and kicks his hand off the rope, and Swerve falls off like a really nonchalant, very Orange Cassidy kind of way.
Yeah, it was the slow kick or whatever.
Orange Cassidy, comes out with the win. He's still champ.
But it's all like that. I don't think he should lose in a battle royal. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that does not.
The battle royal was just for show.
What is he? The international championship? Wasn't that what it is?
Yeah, I think before him it was the bastard Pac, and then he beat him for it. They changed his name.
That's speaking of underrated people. Pac is like that dude is amazing.
Yeah, he just wasn't happy at WWE. They didn't want to let him go.
Yeah. No, and he's done some things in AEW, but like I still feel like his potential is way more than they've been letting him do. He can talk. He can cut.
Yeah, he's like Moxley. It's like they just want to fucking wrestle. Like they don't. WWE is just a lot of storyline driven, and these guys just want to get out and go. Like him, Daniel Bryan, people like that. And I guess they get more of that opportunity outside of WWE. I mean, Dean Ambrose wasn't big on the whole let me do a skit type guy,
Yeah, he wanted to do a lot of his work in the ring for sure.
Yeah, bleeding, barbed wire if he wants to.
Switchblade was in that, right? Yeah. Wasn't Switchblade in the Battle Royal? Like, it was a big, big deal for him to come over. Yeah, Jay White, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing that thing with Ricky Starks. I really like what they're doing.
Ricky Starks I really love.
Yeah, Ricky's good. And then I like Jay White, but he's with Tony Storm's boyfriend, husband, whatever.
Juice Robinson.
Juice, yeah, thank you. Yeah. So Juice he's starting to shine. Like he's like, all right, I'm going to take this opportunity that they're giving to Jay White, and I like what Juice is doing. He's getting over with me.
Yeah, and that's that's kind of that LA Knight thing is like, put me on TV, let me show you what I can do, and I might outshine your people. So. Yeah, Juice is good. He's and I think now with the Tony Storm thing, we might see a little bit more of him now since Tony. Spoilers if you haven't watched Double or Nothing. Tony Storm is your new women's champion, defeating Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, Jamie was injured.
Yeah, that was.
It was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad match at all. I mean, it was fine.
No.
I think,
no, I've wrestled injured. It's hard. And then she could have relinquished the title, but she nutted up, man, and had the match injured. And so they basically jumped her in the beginning, squashed her, but she did her job. And I give mad kudos to Jamie. Jamie was a great champion.
Yeah, because I didn't even know who she was until AEW. And, man, I fell in love with her pretty quick. It didn't take long for me to like what she was doing because I like Britt Baker, and then
hell yeah,
Jamie kind of did the LA Knight thing too. He's like, wait, I'm here too. Look at me, and
Britt's become one of their top stars.
Oh, for sure. She's definitely one of the pillars for sure. So, but yeah, so you got a new champion in Tony Storm, which Tony's good, so we'll see what happens there. There's a whole lot of story stuff going on there, so that should be interesting to watch because she's still part of the group with Ruby Soho and Saraya and all that, right?
Yeah, the Outcasts.
Outcast, yeah. So that we'll see where that takes us. That could be interesting. Of course, you had your Chris Jericho and Adam Cole unsanctioned match. With Sabu as a special guest enforcer.
It was all right.
So that one had a weird. That one didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And I'm a big Adam Cole fan. Like he's like one of my top guys for sure. I don't know. I don't know if it made much sense to me. It was an okay match.
Shoot punching him Which
trying to. I guess he was trying to bust him open the hard way, and it just wasn't working. Is what it looked like.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he swelled up. I mean, he was hitting him, and obviously they talked about it. He's like, "Look, man, we're gonna have to end this in a brutal way. So just fucking punch me. I'll take it, and keep it at the head. Don't go near the temple or the fucking jaw, so it doesn't break nothing." And they kept it up top, and they just waited and said,
"It is the Wild West over there."
It was, but I mean, it was an unsanctioned match. So basically,
but did that make sense to you, like being an unsanctioned match and then some of the refs stopping it?
I mean,
that take away from.
I don't. All right, let me just be honest. I didn't really give a shit. Like what it was a way to get Adam Cole over. It was his hero growing up, and he was. He probably looked forward to working Jericho, and they were having a match that was unsanctioned, and it was what it was, and Jericho was gonna let him get his shit in, and it didn't really matter the outcome. So I didn't really care.
There's no.
I mean, what would have been better? Nothing. None of it really mattered. It was just a revenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't matter if he pinned him clean. It didn't matter if nothing.
Him really actually punch him in the head though. That started to get awkward because you could tell Adam Cole was either getting tired or his hand was hurt, or he was just
his face punched for real.
I saw the same thing with Lesnar and Orton, where Lesnar busted him up with his elbows on his forehead and just kept. It was a shoot shot, and then ended up splitting him open. And Jericho, the boys in the back didn't know it was real, so Jericho was hot at Lesnar, thinking he did it on purpose, but Orton knew it was coming.
And now Jericho turns around and does the same thing.
I know.
Right.
He probably even said, "Let's do a Lesnar Orton."
Well, that's a shoot, Jason. I bet he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Just because Jericho's like that. So, and I guess Jericho at this point is the gatekeeper of AEW. But I think they do with Jericho as a gatekeeper. I think they do it better than what WWE does with their gatekeepers, like Dolph Ziggler or somebody like that, because Dolph is going to lose. You don't know that Jericho is going to lose because he sometimes.
No. Yeah, that's true. He could win. He could win at any moment, and he could lose at any moment. He could put a guy over, and he could beat your top guy. You never know.
Yeah. So I'm a Jericho mark. So
I would love to see Ziggler just surprise us and win one of these days, and just keep winning.
Ziggler, I would like for it.
That would be pretty fun.
We're not there in the WWE stuff yet, but
I'd like for him to get a good run before he's out.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I think Ziggler he still looks good. He can still go. He could.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that because obviously he had a match on Monday Night Raw, so we'll get back to that. So you were talking about FTR earlier, and of course FTR had the tag team championship match with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and then had Briscoe has been a big part of that. Obviously, he was the special guest referee for that match. I think we knew how this was going to go, right? Like,
I liked it. I liked
seeing Jarrett in the ring.
I like that Karen Jarrett hit Aubrey Edwards with the guitar. I popped.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming. And then that was an interesting moment for sure. The match was okay, but it was
a match between them. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't like something that you're going to think about. But that I just the way that they did the ending or the beginning of the ending with the guitar shots, I popped hard for that, man. I thought, Aubrey took a bump, dude.
Yeah. Eric thought that was pretty awesome too. Which, I didn't expect that to happen. So that was a nice moment. And of course, obviously, FTR walks away with the win on that one, which I think we all saw that happening. They tried to make it look like. Of course, Jarrett was pushing Briscoe a little bit here and there, and eventually FTR comes away with the win, which that's how it had to be. I do enjoy seeing Jarrett in the ring though, and he still looks good. He still does.
He's doing great. I think people hate on him, and I don't.
Yeah. Well, I'm somebody that grew up watching wrestling around here as a kid, so I remember him coming in, with Memphis and Jerry Lawler and all
Sure,
that, and
I do
seeing him
too.
as a skinny kid. So I've been a fan since that point. So
Same.
I don't know him or anything like that, but that's I just from
I'm
that
right
my
there. I'm right
childhood.
there with you, man. I grew up on that too.
Yeah, yeah. So that was so I always like to see him in the ring. So that's fun, and hopefully he'll stick around. I think after that we had the Wardlow Christian match. Is that right?
Yeah, it was fine,
Yeah,
as Ronnie would say.
it was fine. Yeah, that was the TNT Championship ladder match with, of course, Christian Cage, I should say. And of course, he has Luchasaurus in his corner, and Wardlow had Arn Anderson. I think we knew how that one was going to turn out too. Like Christian is another guy that can still go, still looks good. Man, he could draw heat, that's for sure. Like he is a heel. Man, sometimes he says some stuff. I'm like, dude, why are you even? That's too far. Like on these
because
like
they can.
Yeah, I mean the stuff that he was saying about Jungle Boy's dad, and then
oh my god,
wasn't he talking about Wardlow's dad? Like there's some pretty harsh stuff.
Something. Gosh, I can't remember. But I mean, he receives it as well. I know they were getting on him about. He's like, I know he's got to tell them, hey, you can come back at me with this, because he just went through a divorce, and that's been brought up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure Christian doesn't. See, like with the Buddy Murphy, Max Caster thing, I don't think they talked about it. I think Max came out and just
that might have been that might have been a shit rap that you never know what he's going to say.
Yeah, because when Rhea tweeted, they were over in two companies. Buddy responded to that. It was like, yeah, they put you over during their time, which he's saying they had time to put themselves over or the company that they're working for over, but they put a 3 over. So to me, that was like, I don't think they talked about that. So
people are talking about it. They're just hating.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah, they're hating on Max.
Name dropping.
Keep doing what he's doing. That's why he's already won tag team championships before. He's doing well for himself, and he's been in the business for like 4 years. Good for him.
Yeah. So I believe Christian. I guess Eric was saying that Christian was saying Wardlow. Christian was talking about Wardlow's dad not being famous, and nobody likes Wardlow. I do remember a lot of that stuff too. So that match was okay. Arn Anderson bit off Luchasaurus's thumb. That was something. that was an interesting spot. Like that was weird.
Yeah.
Wardlow, I don't know if it's Wardlow. Like anybody gets in the ring, I respect, but he just doesn't do a lot for me. There's just
same.
He had good momentum, and then they just kind of threw him off track. And when he was going at first, it was okay, but then he went off track somewhere, and then I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
It's his fault, man. He's just boring.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. I haven't seen much change up really. So he was at his best with MJF, I think. So
yeah,
I don't know. So that match was me. It was fine. It was another. I like seeing Christian in the ring, so that's always good. But
you mark my words, Solo is going to do the exact same thing as Wardlow.
Yeah,
because Solo's boring as shit.
I feel that.
Yeah, he's good. He's great with the bloodline, but as soon as he leaves the bloodline, he's just boring.
Yeah,
he's boring.
Solo's still green too. Like they call him.
So was Wardlow.
Pretty early. Yeah. It's so I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's good. It's the same for me.
He hasn't taken his LA Knight moment yet and really shown himself.
No. Well, but they don't let him either.
Yeah,
really, like they don't let him talk. They don't let him.
You might be right, but I mean, even in NXT, there's nothing that he's done that I'm like, that's fucking good. Like,
never.
He's a great worker. He's got good family tradition.
Well, yeah, sure.
But I mean, nothing has just blown me away about him.
Yeah, same. No. Not at all. Now, people I do like. We'll get to the House of Black. That match. I love Malachi Black. I love Buddy Murphy. I think they're some of the best wrestlers in the business. But man, Billy Gunn in that match, he came out there like a madman. Like
Billy's a stud, dude.
Yeah,
with him. He is a beast. Yeah. He is way bigger in person if you've ever seen him in person.
Yeah, dude is he's stacked, and he came out. He's might be one of the oldest guys in the company. He's in his 50s, right?
Shit, he might be 60, bro. I know Sting's like
better
60,
than everybody. Yeah, like
I think he's 60 or 61, maybe.
Yeah, he took
Wild.
Took a big chop from what's his name, Brody King, and just looked at him and gave him the finger and F you, and then just he went crazy for a second. He had, and people were into it. Didn't last real long. He had a lot of good spots, and then obviously Malachi hits him with the kick, and that was it. But it was fun. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. It was fun. I like the House of Black, man. They're over.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like House of Black.
The Acclaim. The Acclaim's over.
Oh, I love the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
They're way over.
Yeah.
They're definitely some of my favorites for sure. So I'm sure we'll see more of them. Hopefully they'll get back in that tag team picture with FTR and the titles and all that. So I don't know. There wasn't anything major in that match, but that was a fun moment with Billy. Of course, we had the Jade Cargill and the Valkyrie. What's her name? Taya Valkyrie.
Valkyrie's the shits.
Yeah, it was. That was Jade's, because of course they were going the Goldberg route, so that was her 60th defending the title, and of course she beats Valkyrie in the 60-0. That match was fine. I mean, I think Valkyrie did okay in that match because
she's all right. She's just boring. I think she's overrated. I don't know if it's because she keeps getting booked and signed and then released, because they're like, oh, we signed her because we think she's over, and then NXT signed her and then released her. And I think AEW is going to do the same thing. They're like, oh, she's got something. Then they signed her and they're like, no, we were wrong. Like, I don't know what keeps getting her signed. She's just boring. And I'm sorry.
Is that what keeps going wrong?
Huh?
Is that what keeps going wrong? She's just boring?
Yeah, man. She's a slow worker. Like, when she's in the ring, nothing is fluid. It's very telegraphed, very slow. She doesn't have any energy that just, I don't know. She can work. School. She's a great indie worker.
Yeah, see, I don't know a whole lot about her. I just know
she's married to John Hennigan, and I like him. Yeah. He's a friend. So if you ever watch this, I'm sorry I'm talking about your wife, but I'm talking about her business-wise. She's just not fun.
Yeah, I've never really seen her wrestle, so I don't know a whole lot about her. I thought the match was fine. I thought she did fine. I think Jade definitely botches things a lot, and I like Jade too. Like
Jade's green, but she's a star.
Yeah, she's definitely has all the tools for sure. But then she got her 60-0, and then here comes Chris Statlander.
Yeah,
and Jade was like, all right, well, I'll go double or nothing, and I'll put my title up right now. And of course, the returning Statlander ends up taking the victory and costing Jade her first loss. So
yeah, I like Chris, man. He's a good worker.
Yeah, I like Statlander too. I don't know if I like the spot though, but I hear like Jade wanted to take some time off, maybe some immediate time off. So I guess I get why they did it, but it was weird to me. And it didn't make it made Jade look strong, but it didn't make Statlander look strong really, because she came out to wrestle somebody that had just wrestled a full match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was kind of
true.
Yeah. But I think people know Statlander.
She did ask for it, right?
Yeah, and I think people know Statlander, so I think it's fine. Because people wanted Statlander to win anyways. You could hear the crowd really popping for it. So that was a fun moment. But said that was another title change. That was the TBS Championship. So it was something. And who else did we have? There was, of course, you had your 4 Pillars match, which was
I really liked it.
Yeah, Jack Perry. That probably was the best match of the night. Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara.
The finish was great. MJF. Sammy Guevara put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, and people hate him and they boo him, but they really seemed like they were really trying to turn him face for a little bit. The crowd just wasn't having it.
The crowds always react to Sammy, whether they boo or cheer him, and they were cheering him this time because he turned on MJF and he announced his wife was pregnant, Ty.
Yeah.
And right during his entrance, so everybody was kind of behind him, and you could tell he was excited because he was on his A game.
Yeah, he's great in the ring. So he definitely put on one of his better performances that I've seen in a while, and maybe it was that he just had that energy and all that going on. So it was good. It was a good match. It was definitely the best match of the night. It wasn't the final match of the night, which MJF's champ. So that was kind of weird, I guess, but I guess not uncommon. Like it's I guess they thought the Moxley versus the Elite, Moxley's group, what is it, BCC or whatever?
Yeah, you knew there was going to be blood in that match, so
yeah. So
I don't blame them for going on last. I guess I wouldn't have wanted to go on after somebody bled all over the ring. I've done it before, and it sucks.
Yeah, but I think they definitely, the champ and the other peelers definitely stole the show that night. It was a good match. Of course, MJF walks away.
Well deservingly so for them. I mean, it was their opportunity to all showcase why they should be in main events for their company, which gave them the opportunity to be where they're at. So good for them. And I thought they did great. And I thought the finish was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really good. And then, of course, your final match was the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. And there was definitely it's the Elite, so there were definitely spots in there. There was some fireworks, if you will, happening on that.
It was just pure chaos, which that's what it was intended for.
It was called Anarchy in the Arena, so I guess they had of course, there was a super kick party and some fireworks with super kick and stuff. So, but I guess the big thing was Takeshita coming in and turning on.
So I don't know if is he a part of the BCC?
I don't think so. I think he's more aligned with Don Callis.
Okay.
So I think that's what. Now he may become part of the Blackpool Combat Club, but it seemed to me it was more of a Don Callis thing, turning, on Kenny Omega. So that was the big moment. And of course, they cost the Elite the match, and the Blackpool Combat Club walks away with the win. Takeshita's great. It's cool to see him back. So I'm looking forward to see the future of that. So that was the show. It was what I got to watch of it. It had its moments.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just not as invested in the story as
I think
the WWE storytelling.
It was their pay-per-view before. I think their big one in August, which I think it's in August, with the where they've already sold 65,000 seats. They've got the 95. If they can get the 95, man, that's pretty impressive. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's Punk's coming back for that, and hopefully they get him working the right person.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's coming back for Collision, and it looks like it's going to be Samoa
Joe, which is in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah. So that we'll see what happens with AEW there. So I guess neither of you all watched Battleground, really. Then I guess did you all fast forward through a lot of it, or?
I did.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and lie. I saw some of it, and it looked okay what I saw, but I don't want to speculate or give too much input on something that it wouldn't be respectful to our audience that I didn't see it enough to just lay out, what I thoughts or whatever. I don't know about you, Ronnie.
Same.
Yeah, she watched that. Eric wants to know what were your thoughts, your honest thoughts on the band that sung Wild Thing for John Moxley. He thinks they were horrible.
At first, I was like, is he playing again? And it was I didn't like it at first, but I was confused. I didn't know what to think at first. And then as it kept going, the music and the violence, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. And it didn't bother me as bad as I thought at first. At first, I thought it was, this is going to be real annoying. But no, it was what it was.
I didn't catch any of that because, of course, I watched the highlights, so I didn't really see that. But
yeah. So basically what they did was they had the band Sing Wild Thing and for Moxley's entrance or BCC's entrance, but they kept singing while they were fighting. So he did like 3 rotations of the song, and then eventually the brothers. Why am I losing? The Elite, the brothers. What's their names?
The
Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks ended up double super kicking the lead singer, and that's how the music ended, and the match got going.
Nice, gotcha.
So they knew it fucked.
Eric said he'd rather listen to Gothic Mayhem sing than that band. So
get out of here.
So, who'd that band ever be?
Who's that? Never heard of them.
Gothic Mayhem. So I'll quickly go through Battleground since it looks like I was pretty much only going to watch it. NXT's kind of becoming my favorite brand again. So we had the North American Championship match with Wesley and Tyler Bate, who both those guys I really like, and Gacy, who's okay. I don't know, he doesn't impress me a whole lot. He's with that Schism group, but Wesley walks away with the win on that one, and there's just something about Wesley's that's just so natural. I don't know. I know, Ronnie, you're not necessarily familiar with him. Have you watched Wesley at all?
I have. Yeah, he's a solid worker.
Yeah, there's something just real natural about him, and that like he just kind of
he's very fluid,
and even the way he talks, like he just kind of connects with the people. It seems so. It was a good match.
Yeah,
I look forward to watching him.
He's not boring, but he's not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was a good way to start off the show.
I like Joe Gacy too. I like all 3 of them.
Yeah, Tyler Bate, I've always, of course, Mustache Mountain.
Yeah, he's always been a good worker as well.
Mustache Mountain.
Liv Morgan's ex-BF.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
I'm here for Mustache Mountain.
Did you? I guess you probably didn't watch NXT UK, but yeah, Mustache Mountain. It was a real thing. It was fun. So that was first match of the night. Then of course you had the Dragon Lee and Noam Dar Heritage Cup. That was kind of boring to me. It wasn't that good. I don't know why they brought Dragon Lee in just to have him consistently just lose. He doesn't look strong at all, and that was a big deal for them to bring him in. It seemed like too, but that match was fine. Noam Dar walks away. The match that everybody was talking about is probably the best match of all 3 of the pay-per-views was Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good workers.
Oh man, they beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, I remember some of the matches that what's his name had with Keith Lee. Man, they had some bangers.
Oh, Dijak, yeah.
He
and Keith Lee had some great matches. Ronnie, you'll remember Ilya Dragunov. That was the match I showed you when he fought Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's tough, man.
Yeah,
that was good.
He got beat up by Dijak and like bruised, kendo stick, like busted his arm, like his arm looked like just horrible. It's a good match. It was they definitely put it all out there. So that was I think it was probably the best match of all 3 shows then, but it just for sheer brutality and just putting it all out there. So that's kind of what both these guys do. So good for them. There's the tag team match with the Gallus Boys and the Creed Brothers. Gallus Boys on top. They win. Not a whole lot there. So the Creed Brothers. What is it? His name Julius. He's kind of like Kurt Angle. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, they were both good until they started talking.
Yeah, their problem is definitely their mic. But Julius, if he can work on, I think it's Julius. I think he's the tall one. If he can work on that mic, like he definitely has all the tools, and he's very reminiscent of like a Kurt Angle to me, anyways, of just how
new favorite
solid he seems to be in the ring. So we'll see how that goes. I like the Gallus Boys, so that's I guess the big title change was the title win was Tiffany Stratton versus Valkyria.
Yeah, good for Tiffany, man. She's athletic, very good looking. she's got the tools. She's got a good character, personality. I like her.
Yeah. So Stratton walked away with the title. Good match. It was a solid match. Of course, Stratton has the prettiest moonsault. She says, and it is. It's really nice.
I'm into that.
So I guess it is officially Tiffy time now. So
whatever that is, I love it.
We'll see how that run goes. Like she was somebody that kind of rose really fast. Because I don't think she even knew how to wrestle when she got there. I believe she was just a gymnast. Is that right?
So I don't know her background, but I remember when she first got there, and she's come a long way, man. She's good.
Yeah, she's really good. It's good. It was a good title match. She wins, so I'm curious to see where that goes because there's a lot of good women talent there. So we'll see what happens. And then of course you had your Carmelo Hayes Braun Breaker championship match, which was a good match as well. Of course, Braun Breaker is Steiner's son. He's good. He's and I think he's a good heel. But obviously, Carmelo Hayes is who they're putting their money in, keeping him champ. So he won that match. So that was. It was good. It was a good match. It was a good pay-per-view.
Rightfully so. They're going to be wrestling each other for the next 10 years.
Yeah, they're definitely going to move over to the main roster.
Yeah, they're both good, man.
I believe I would like to see Carmelo there because they always kind of hint him being with MVP and kind of starting the Hurt business again. So I think that'd be very helpful to his career to kind of start him off on the main roster. I think so. We'll see. But that was a real quick breakdown of NXT Battleground, which I enjoyed. I do think Night of the Champions was the best overall pay-per-view, but it also was the one that told most stories. Like it definitely had a lot of stories going on there that we have been following for a while. So we can move into our Night of Champions recap. Which did you all like it? Did you all?
It was very fun. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was all right. I mean, you're in between Money in the Bank and Backlash, so it was what it was.
Yeah. It's well, and I think it's definitely the beginning of all the new storylines now. So it's
and you weren't going to be hotter than you were in Puerto Rico, so they got to come down.
Yeah, it's still going to be hard.
Yeah, that's hard to follow. So it was a good pay-per-view. It was, what it was.
I had fun.
Well, and then of course they kick off the night with Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship. Of course,
was great.
Seth comes out and all his drip, with his big leopard.
Man, that was fantastic.
Shoulder,
obviously best.
That was probably the match of the night. To be honest.
Yeah, it was a really good match, and of course you knew those guys were going to put on a good match, and it
for sure
the way we all thought it was going to end, with Seth taking the title. But I know when
I wouldn't have been surprised either way.
No, definitely not. And I think because we had talked about it, because Smoothie had mentioned Seth is working on the new Captain America movie for Marvel, so
right.
That kind of puts some doubts. It's like, well, maybe he's not going to have the time, or maybe they don't want to risk him getting injured.
Right.
Without that, there was really no doubt.
Yeah, but and as AJ was coming down, and I was thinking of that, I was like, I would be mad if AJ won.
No, he would have been fantastic, also.
Sure.
So, but it was a good match, and of course, Seth walks away with the title there. So, no real surprises there. No surprise that it was a good match. No surprise that Seth won. And the crowd, it was a good crowd. The crowd was there for it, for all the matches. They were into everything.
All the matches were good, I thought.
And of course, so apparently that match went off first because Seth had to get back to film. And I even told Ronnie, I was like, I bet you Becky Lynch's match is next.
Yeah. Why not? That's just smart.
Yeah, so they could both leave together. So
sure.
That's what happened. It was Becky and Trish was the next
Trish
match.
Did great, man.
Oh, she was so good. That match was confusing, though.
She did far better than I thought she was going to do. I'm talking about in-ring work.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but she's got all these people to work with now. Like, she used to have people on her level-ish, and now she's got people to carry her.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't
good
expect her to do as good as she did, and she pretty much dominated the match. I felt like.
I bet I
did, which was
smiled more in that
confusing.
match, not just because they're two beautiful women, but because
I would hope
the
not.
match was great, story was great, Trish was on point. I mean, I just had fun.
Yeah,
I just mean Trish has a level that she couldn't rise to before that she can now, so we can see that how good she really is. There was like a cap on her before, and now there's not.
yeah, no, because
Yeah,
now
we got
she's
to really
actually in there
see.
with.
When she put,
better
Ronnie, you're right. Like if she would have put that kind of match on back then, people would have been like,
No,
"That's the
it would have
greatest
been
thing
bra and
ever."
panties, and that's it. People would have gone and
Yeah.
bought T-shirts. That would have been like go to the bathroom match, like bra and panties. Yeah,
Right.
And now she can really show what she can do.
God, she's so gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
She's a 45-year-old. What a lucky man that guy is.
I think she looks better now than she ever did. Honestly.
I do too, but I mean,
She's always been hot.
She's my age.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and of course, the final of that match is Zoe Stark came out and hit Becky, and kind of apropos broke her nose when that Trish had mentioned the broken nose before, and that she didn't break her nose, but she legit busted her nose pretty good.
Who did?
Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe busted Becky's nose, and you see it bleeding.
She was bleeding.
Like it was.
Well, now if for the fans out there that don't know, I'm visually impaired, so a lot of things I don't catch. I've got one eye that barely freaking works, so I'm legally blind. So no, I didn't know she was bleeding.
Oh,
I forget that all the time.
She got busted open pretty good on her nose, and it looked like it was bleeding enough where it kind of looked like it was broke.
Yeah,
but they didn't mention any of that, so I guess it's all fine. But yeah, so Zoe costs Becky the match. Trish wins, and now Trish has a bodyguard in Zoe, who obviously came out on Raw, and they beat up Becky again.
Which was all fun, except for it was kind of confusing because I feel like Becky didn't get a whole lot of offense. She kind of got her ass beat most of the time, and then was cheated.
Both nights.
Well, definitely Monday, but
yeah.
The pay-per-view, I just felt like it was entirely Trish dominated, and then she lost.
Yeah, Trish definitely
got a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, Trish definitely
it was
dominated that match. It seemed like Jeremy said, ask Spade about the time he saved David Flair's job.
For fuck's sake!
It seems like a story for another time.
It's a rib. The boys,
always
give me shit about that. It's a true story, but it wasn't. I guess they over-dramatized the situation of the story, so they always say that I saved his job. It's kind of a true story, and we can get into it one day, or I can tell it now. It doesn't matter.
No, tell it now.
Well, I came into TV one day, and we knew Jim Ross was going to be there, and Ric Flair was there, and we were at TV in Jeffersonville. Can't believe fucking Jeremy's got me telling this story. So I come into TV, and I'm excited. We're all working out that day. Everybody's on their A game because they know it's a big day. So we go into TV, and I look to see who I'm working. And if I'm on TV that day, which normally I was a pretty regular person on television. So I knew I was most likely I was going to be on TV because I was a normal character. I looked and it said first segment 1 and 2 is David Flair versus Johnny Spade. And I went, are you fucking kidding me? I've got to work David Flair in front of Jim Ross. So I'm thinking this is going to suck. So I didn't know what to do, and he was having terrible matches. But everybody knew that there was eyes on David Flair. So they would try to do all this shit with him. So all I did was use his name, ended up having a fucking amazing match. Well, first of all, the gig was they took me in the back, and Jim Cornette says, Spade, this is, Jim Ross, and this is Ric Flair. And I was like, I'm already nervous. And they said, just to give you a heads up, this is the guy that we trying to help save David's job. So we need you to put him over and make him look fucking great. God. And I was like, yeah, I'll fucking do
No
it.
pressure.
And David and Ric Flair was like, I promise it won't go unnoticed. Of course, I saw him the next time. He didn't fucking remember me. But
sounds right.
yeah, but I mean, I ended up went out there and we tore the fucking house down and we came to the back. Everybody was clapping. Cena put it over, and then Cornette came from the fucking back office into the locker room and said if Spade was in the fucking 80s, he'd be making millions. That's how you fucking do it. And they put me over. It was a big deal. So whenever we tell the story about this, all the boys in the back, hey, you ever heard about the time fucking Spade saved David Flair's job? Just asking. So it's a rib. Everybody brings it up all the time.
Yep, and here it is right now.
Well, now we know too.
Obviously, I didn't do a good job because he lost his fucking job.
Well, I mean, so lately, for some reason, that El Dandy and David Flair match has been going around like TikTok, and for some reason that's been a thing that's been popping up lately.
I've seen that. It's a shit.
Oh my god, it's.
But I mean, we had a hell of a match, man. I cut him off to start the heat with a thumb to the eye. And Cena was like, the old thumb to the eye, but I did it. I placed it, timing perfectly, like the way we were trading chops, and I said your name's Flair, so let's cut all the shit out and I'll over woo and mock the Flair name, and then you'll give it back and a big chop and a big bump, and it worked. It was just I had him win with the figure four like his old man, and I was tapping. Less with him is more. And it works on his name. You don't have to go out there and do it. Hurricane Rana off the top. And that's what everybody was trying to do with the guy, which is stupid because they figured people were going to be watching it, you know?
Well, Jeremy's right. He said, is it really a rib if it's a true story?
I was kind of thinking that too, yeah.
It was a true story.
I guess it's a rib that people keep bringing
it up.
It's just
they've ribbed me about it. They always want me, you know. That's why I laughed when he said ask him about that, because they do that often.
Well, there you go. You learned something about the smooth Johnny Spade there, thanks to Jeremy. The night he saved David Flair's career for a brief moment.
For a shining moment.
Yeah. So we'll get back into the Night of Champions because it sounds like that was a Night of Champions for Smooth Johnny there. But so what do we have after that? We had the Gunther match and Mustafa Ali, which of course the crowd was behind Mustafa.
It was what I thought it would be.
Yeah, and I think you all called that on the prior show that it was going to have a good showing, but he wasn't.
He had to have.
Yeah, and he definitely and like I said before, Ali's a great in-ring talent, so obviously he was going to have a good match, and it was what we all said it was, and good match. Did not win, and of course he was not going to be the guy to dethrone.
But
Gunther.
It was good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I enjoyed that match. I enjoy Gunther and all that too. So.
I do too. Ooh, but yeah, he's fun to watch. The whole team.
I guess. What's that?
Gunther's going to be around a while. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer if his career keeps going this way.
Yeah. If he can keep that kind of momentum, I guess. And I think when we talked about this match, we said it could go either way, but I did not expect Bianca Belair to lose her title.
I didn't, but man, I was so thrilled. Not that she lost. I remember thinking in the middle of it being like, I hope Asuka wins. I really hope so. She kind of has to.
Yeah, I remember.
And she did.
When we talked about it last week, I had mentioned I thought Bianca would win, but there was a part of me that said, I don't see Asuka losing twice on a pay-per-view. That's
what I was thinking too. Like during the match, I was like, "Oh no, she can't lose again. What does she do then? We can't not have her." Yeah,
and of course she does the classic heel, and she missed with the mist before.
Ooh, that was good.
They kept talking about the mist the entire build up before the match, then during the match, and then she missed on her fingers, and when she picks her up,
that was so good.
Yeah, she wipes it in her eyes, and of course Bianca sells it, and then loses the match. So.
That was a first for me, and it was good.
Yeah.
Very smart.
I guess so. Bianca chases now, and I guess maybe that's where they want her.
I think that's good for her right now.
Yeah.
She was losing momentum. People were getting bored with her.
Yeah. She had a good run, and I think that it was a proper moment to maybe relieve her of the title and give her kind of a makeover and maybe even a little bit of a rest too, because she's been going for a while. Like she's been putting in the work. But yeah, so Asuka walks away with the win.
I'm so excited about that.
That's we got an Asuka reign. We'll see how that goes. That should be interesting.
It goes for a minute.
It's dark Asuka too, so that's going to be different than
the
Asuka we're used to. So
I love it.
And then of course we had the match that you all disagreed with me. Was the Rhea Ripley and the Natalya match.
Listen, I disagreed. It's just that it's not right what they did.
God, listen to Ronnie, man. I don't know. So I did not think that either. First of all, kudos to the flamboyant one, for fuck's sake.
Thank you.
It wasn't right though. That's why I wasn't going with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. So did you find it disrespectful to Natalya?
You know what?
100%. And Rhea Ripley forever, but still, like, Natty deserves so much better.
Ronnie, I think there's more to that, because I think it's a storyline for Natty to say goodbye. And I think that's the start of it. She's starting to recognize. So they were like, what if you get squashed and you start contemplating retirement? I think that's what's happening. Now, it hasn't started yet.
Her career has been like this, though, where they use her to just get squashed, and she's better than that. It's not
for a long time.
I've seen her have some hell of a matches. I mean, I've seen her have some
because she's so good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they would just squash her like that. There's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah, no, I do believe there will be a story for it, and there will be a Natalya push for it. Maybe with the Money in the Bank stuff. I know. So she has a match.
No, she ain't worth winning the Money in the Bank.
No, I don't think so either. But maybe they give her like a good run in it before she actually.
I mean, she might be in the match. I don't know.
Because I do believe she is in. Let me see if I got it on my notes here. I'm pretty sure she's one of the next ones in the. Well, I don't see her on. Oh yeah, she. Natty fights Zoe Stark for the Money in the Bank, so she's probably not.
Zoe's winning that.
Yeah, Zoe's going to win that one. So never mind.
What if she squashes her again? I'm telling you,
that will piss me off.
Yeah, well, if she does squash, if Zoe squashes Natty, then maybe there is a story there that they'll start.
Or maybe Natty is just a Ziggler.
Yeah, Natty's been gatekeeper for a long time.
She's been that.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Is she's better than that. But
yeah, this is different.
Ziggler, whatever.
I'm telling you, they're squashing her. Something's different. I don't know. Something's going to come out this. Let's wait and see what happens with Zoe Stark, and then we'll go from there. I think if she squashes her, I think it's a storyline. Something to it.
Yeah. We'll see. But I just knew Rhea needed that was like an exclamation point on her winning the championship, and that kind of solidified she is the best.
Like a Mommy fan, like 100%.
She's the best. Dom's the best. They're fucking the best. 100%. I love them.
They are.
Yeah, they're the best thing going in wrestling right now, I think, or at least the most over thing going in wrestling.
And the best, yeah.
And then you have Cody Rhodes, he's fans seem to still love him, and of course he had his match with Brock Lesnar with the broken arm, and I mean I think that went. We called that one too, I do believe.
Yeah, that's exactly how I thought that would go.
Yeah, we all said that there's no way Cody could win. He'll look good, he'll look strong, but
at some point I was like, he's gonna do the old pass out, isn't he? Yep, there he goes.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna do?
And but it was weird. Like, so, he had the brace on his arm, and then Michael Cole's like, "That's made out of titanium," and it's like, oh,
so that's just now thought to use it as a weapon. Just now.
Yeah. So that's what we're selling is he has a titanium brace on, and
It was made by Tony Stark, and fucking they got it from Wakanda.
Yeah, definitely some Marvel stuff going on there. Well, because even Michael Cole even said, I think maybe Brock Lesnar made a tactical error in breaking Cody's arm.
Yeah,
because now he has the titanium. It was like, so it was a tactical error to break his arm? Like, no, it made no sense. But that was that match ended up exactly like we thought it was going to end up, and Cody.
Oh
Cody
shit! I injured the guy. I'm in trouble now.
Yeah.
Whoops a daisy. Now I'm.
Cody passes out. He pulls the old Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, and passes out, and that's how it should have gone. Now, of course, they're going to have their rubber match. Kind of continue that. Well, at least one more pay per
If they
view.
don't end this in a fight to the death, then I'm quitting.
Yeah, it'll
watching
be a
wrestling.
no holds barred probably, or a last man
It'll
standing
fight
type
to the
deal.
death. Nothing else.
Yeah, it'll be
They
something.
have a duel. They have, right, he's just like, you've broken my arm, you've beaten the fuck out of me. Now come get some more. Like, just fight to the death.
Yeah,
Nothing else will end this.
It was a fine match. It was what we thought it was going to be, so it was fine. And then of course we had the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns match, and that was a fun match. The beginning was really cool with Sami coming out and announcing himself, and I guess it was Arabic to the audience. I thought that was a really cool moment, and you could even see and they put the camera on Roman, and Roman was smiling real big, but you could tell that smile, although they tried to pull it off as pompous Roman, is like
that was a genuine smile.
Yeah, that was a very genuine smile that I think he was very happy for Sami, very proud, and just really happy to see that, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was cool, and then Sami being able to do that, and maybe even kill some demons of his own with that. That was probably the coolest moment of the night. I thought that was, because I didn't expect him. I didn't even. Is it Farsi? Is that what they speak? Maybe.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
I'm not smart enough to know that.
That was cool. That was really cool. And then the match was So I said on the last show we did, I said that either Roman and Solo are going to win, which I would have enjoyed them holding Roman holding titles. But either way it went, it was going to cause a feud with the Usos. But the more likely outcome was obviously what happened, which was the Usos interfere and accidentally kick their brother Solo in the face and cost them that. So it was a good match. I don't know if there was anything too crazy on the moveset wise, but it didn't need to be because the story was there.
No, but I just remember the story bits.
Yeah, and I think they told the story just fine. So it ended the way we thought it would end, and I guess we're moving on with now the bloodline is falling apart. Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, I think it's the end,
Yeah, but it's kind of fitting too, because it was a 2020 or 2021 Night of Champions. It was the cage match with Jay and Roman.
It's a couple years ago. Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah, and that was Night of the Champions. So that's full storyline. Years, that's a couple years of storyline from start to finish, same place.
They've had a great run.
Yeah, it's been really good, and they're going to get a little bit more mileage out of it now with the feud.
They've got to finish it.
Yeah, so does that
kicking Roman Reigns in the face?
Does that accumulate at SummerSlam? Because we've got Money in the Bank, right, and then SummerSlam. Is that right, or is it vice versa?
Yeah, Money in the Bank. I think then SummerSlam.
Okay. Yeah. So, does it accumulate at SummerSlam?
I don't know. I would let's find out what they do with Money in the Bank first. What the main event's going to be? It might be Jimmy and Roman. I don't know. And then do they do something different?
Are the Usos going to be a part of the Money in the Bank? Because that could lead into it. But I don't think they need that. I don't think they need any of that stuff for that storyline. So.
No, what they got going on, I think, will keep them out of the actual Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah, it's definitely not needed at
Correct.
all. So we'll see where that storyline goes. And I guess, of course, we had Raw, and they're building the Money in the Bank stuff. And so you saw Shinsuke advance and Ricochet advance clean over the Miz, which Ricochet winning clean over the Miz, I guess, makes sense if you're trying to make Ricochet look like he's going to be a contender. But that was weird for me. I thought Miz deserved. I don't know.
I always think he deserves better, but he's
Ricochet's missing something.
He's doing.
Yeah, and Miz doesn't need it, but he could have easily been a good contender.
It would still be cool to see.
He did do a Hurricanrana in that match, which kind of shocked us all, I think, because we're not used to that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So that's your first two people that advance, and then we had said our LA Knight is one of our favorites, but
yes.
So he's fighting Montez Ford.
LA Knight's going over, man.
You think so? I don't know.
I would hope so.
That one's
But they're
confusing
fucking up.
They really want to push Montez as well. So I don't know. I want LA Knight to win, but
I think he wins.
I don't think he's going to win at all, especially if Cody.
That media scrum, dude. He was so over. He wasn't there. Rhea Ripley was over, obviously. Cody Rhodes was over. Sami Zayn was over. But just as over as them was LA Knight, and he wasn't even fucking there.
Yeah, he didn't wrestle or anything. Yeah,
they were just chanting for him while Triple H was trying to speak. That's how over he was.
Yep. Which is that's really cool.
You might hate that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I hope
think it's really cool.
That is the thing that happens, and of course, who else do we have? We have the women's Money in the Bank. You have Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville, and then Natalia versus Zoe Stark. Then Lacey Evans versus Zelina Vega. So, I mean, if Becky's in, they're going to cost her the match, right? They're going to cost Becky the match.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Becky doesn't need it either.
No,
and she's busy with her thing right now.
Yeah. So does that mean that Becky tries to cost Zoe? And then Natty does move on?
I would hope so.
That might be a story within itself. But yeah, I don't think Zoe's gonna. I think Zoe will advance, but she won't win it. Becky might cause her to not win it, or they might cause each other to not win it.
Yeah. It kind of seems like where it's going. So I know.
I mean, we're about 3 or 4 weeks out from it, so we've got. I know each week we've got plenty of room to speak on what happens leading up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. So what about the Lacey Evans, Zelina Vega? That's going to be. They might push Zelina.
Yeah, it's going to be Zelina unless they're doing a rebuild of Lacey that we're unaware of.
Which they keep trying to do, and they keep trying to do it. It just keeps falling apart. Yeah,
it does. I think her original gimmick was great.
I really think they need to go back to that, like the kind of the pompous, almost 1950s. I'm a woman. You're.
That was a good character, man.
Yeah, it was definitely her best character.
Yeah, it was over. I mean,
I do think that they were on a good track with her when they were trying to make her the role model, and talk about like the abuse she went through. So and how she overcame it. And I thought that was going to be a good storyline, especially for little, kids, especially little girls watching, to have somebody to look up to and maybe understand that they can overcome that. And then WWE just dropped it. Just
dropped it. Yeah, that was kind of strange though.
It was, and I think that it could have gotten over. I don't think it would have been as popular as her original gimmick, but I don't know. They just keep dropping the ball with her, and she's good. She's really good. But I don't know, with Zelina and the Puerto Rico thing now, I do see it maybe them pushing her a little bit more. So we'll see. So that's kind of all the updates right now. So that was a lot of wrestling. There was a lot of wrestling in these past few days.
Yeah, we got a lot out, including the David Flair story. So quite a bit there.
That was something I didn't
You wouldn't be able to sleep until you tell it, so you had to tell it today.
Yeah, well, when you said it, Ronnie, I had to.
I know.
And now
I'm a sucker for good-looking babes, man. You know what I mean?
Now we've learned something about Smooth Johnny Spade and his connection to the Flair family, who I'm sure if you ask Rick, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Smooth Johnny Spade. That's a good guy. It's a good guy."
I swear, I saw him the next time I saw him. I think it was Six Flags, Kentucky Kingdom. He got out of his limo, walked right past me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." He fucking doesn't remember me at all. After the match, he gave me a congratulations. I appreciate what you did for my kid, and it won't go unnoticed. To the next time he saw me, just
Go fuck yourself.
He might have been buzzing. Fuck, who knows?
Probably.
That seems like the Ric Flair stories that we've heard. It's kind of the Ric Flair I guess we all have come to know and love, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks to Jeremy for allowing us to hear that story, since he put it out there.
I've got a lot of funny stories. They used to like the guys always took to me, so they always liked ribbon on me. Big Show, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, later down the road. I can tell you.
Ronnie talk about the Big Show kissing her at the Six Flags. That was the.
Oh yeah, did he?
Yeah,
I had a memorable thing at Six Flags too. Happened to me from him.
Was Big Show? Did he kiss you too?
Did he also kiss?
Yeah, with his hand on my back, put a handprint on it that they took a picture of at the Golden Nugget afterwards and posted on the wall.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's me in the bathroom, so I want to say him and somebody, I don't know.
Because that's a whole different kind of kiss then.
Yeah. How was it, Ronnie?
Fantastic. 8, 10 out of 10.
He was always funny to me, man. He always
remember.
liked ribbon on me, so I liked it.
I'm sure it was the best. Yeah, no, he was great. He was real fun. It was.
Yeah, he's a decent guy.
Matt,
For real.
him.
He went to punch me on TV once, and I bumped probably this far from his fist, and I took the elbow. And afterwards, he goes, "What the fuck, Spade?" And I said, "Dude, you got a big fist, man. I wouldn't let it get too close to my face."
I could see where that would be scary, where you might prematurely.
I was doing a stand-up on the apron, fucking punch-off, and I just bumped. Probably, I mean, he swung at air, and he came to the back laughing and giving me shit about it. And I was like, dude, at the time I was 190 pounds. Your fist is as big as my fucking head. I was like, I'm going down.
Yeah,
you're getting out of the way.
Seems like a smart move to me.
Yeah.
But, well, there you go. There you have it. That was episode 3 of Heat Magnets. We talked about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things going on, and now I think wrestling has been reset. This is now moving forward. We're moving into a whole new territories, and we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. We'll kind of look forward to all the next stuff coming up. You guys have any last words?
No, be cool. See y'all soon.
Right?
Rhea Ripley forever.
Rhea Ripley forever. You're going to see, speaking of forever, you're going to see Grace Jones tomorrow, aren't you?
I am going to see Grace Jones tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. She is. It's the original queen, Grace Jones. So, all right. Well, there you go. That's episode 3 of Heat Magnets. Hope you enjoyed the recap. We'll come back next week, and we'll talk about all the craziness that's going on after that. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. So, all right. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
See you next time.